for transfer. If the embryo survives mostly intact, it has a good chance of leading to a successful pregnancy. Cellular damage, if not extensive, is not a deal breaker. Some embryos have been frozen for a decade and have gone on to produce healthy children. According to a 2008 study in the journal Fertility and Sterility, when patients who didn't want more children were asked about their frozen embryos, 53% didn't want to donate them to others because they didn't want their children finding an unknown brother or sister one day, and they didn't want other parents raising their child. 66% said they'd donate the embryos for research, but that option wasn't always available at clinics. 20% said they'd keep the embryos frozen forever. Often, the husband and wife were not in agreement. Max and I have 3 frozen embryos swimming in liquid nitrogen in a clinic in Wilmington, Rhode Island. And now that Vanessa has mentioned it, I can't eat or drink or sleep or concentrate. All I can do is think of these babies who are waiting for me. Vanessa and I are standing at the reception window of the fertility clinic. We've got a meeting to discuss a frozen embryo transfer. The nurse finds my name on her computer. There you are. Did you bring your husband today? I feel my face flush. I'm remarried. When I called, you said I needed to come in with my spouse. The nurse looks up at me and then at Vanessa. Wait here, she says. Zoe? At the sound of my name, I turn to find Dr. Anne Fourchette, the clinic director, walking toward me. Why don't you two come into my office? She's a striking woman with a fall of prematurely white hair, a bone-crushing handshake, and a drawl that extends my name by 3 or 4 extra syllables. I'm afraid there was a misunderstanding, she said. Your ex-husband has to sign off on the release of the embryos. Once he does that, we can schedule a transfer. But Max divorced me because he doesn't want to be a father. Well, then it's really all academic, Dr. Fourchette replies. That familiar wave of disappointment hits. Once again, this baby track is full of hurdles. All right, Vanessa says briskly. Is there something Max has to sign? Some form? Dr. Fourchette hands her a sheet of paper. You just have him send it back to us, and as soon as we get it, we'll call you. She smiles at us. Congratulations to you both. Vanessa and I don't speak until we're in the elevator. You have to talk to him, she says. And say what? Hey, I'm married to Vanessa, and we want you to be our sperm donor. It's not like that, Vanessa points out. The embryos already exist. What plans does he have for them? The doors slide open on the ground floor. A woman is waiting with a baby in a stroller. The baby is wearing a white hooded sweater with little bear ears sticking up. I'll try, I say. I find Max at a client's house breaking out mulch and twigs from the flower beds in preparation for spring landscaping. Nice place, I say, looking around the grounds of this McMansion. Max wheels at the sound of my voice. Zoe, what are you doing here? I was wondering if you've got a minute to talk. He wipes the perspiration from his forehead, nods. Sure, you want to sit down? He gestures to a stone bench in the center of a hibernating garden. The granite is cold through the fabric of my jeans. It is so strange to encounter an ex. It's as if you're in a foreign film and what you're saying face to face has nothing to do with the subtitles flowing beneath you. We are so careful not to touch, although once upon a time I slept plastered to him in our bed like lichen on a rock. I got married, I blurt out. For a second, Max looks completely baffled. Then his eyes widen. You mean you and Vanessa? Yeah. He looks like he's about to be sick. I'm glad you told me face to face. It would have been really tough to hear that the grapevine. There's more, I say, swallowing. Vanessa and I want to start a family. Vanessa's young and healthy, and there's no reason she can't have a baby. I can think of a pretty major one, Max says. Well, that's why I'm here. There are 3 embryos left over from when you and I were trying, and I'd like your permission to use them. With a shaking hand, I pull a form from the clinic out of my purse. Please, Max, I'm begging you. He takes the piece of paper but doesn't look at it. He doesn't look at me. Think about it? I ask. He nods, then folds the paper in half and half again and tucks it into his back pocket. I wonder if he'll even look at it. If he'll tear it up in little pieces and rake it into the dirt. If he'll send it through the wash in his jeans so he can't read the words anymore. I start walking down to the curb where I've left my car, but I'm stopped by Max's voice. Zoe, he calls out. I still pray for you, you know. I face him. I don't need your prayers, Max, I say. Just your consent.